Hey everybody, happy Monday. I hope you're having a fabulous day. So, yesterday I did a live from our local soccer team, the Rowdies in downtown St. Pete, and it was pouring rain. And luckily there was hardly anybody in the stadium because they're doing a really good job of easing people into this with the whole social distancing thing. And we were able to move up under the covered area. But it got me thinking about just, starting a business or whatever it is you're doing in your life and how much you can relate it to soccer. So we're watching these guys, right? They're professional soccer players. And, we have friends that watch that or just give us a hard time about how much we watch soccer because it's like they hardly ever score. It's a low scoring game. It's not like your basketball running back and forth, up and down, just shooting at the net. Like there's a lot of that goes into it, and you end up with most often, a few scores through the whole game. But what's so fascinating about watching it is how they all work together and how they all have a position, and also just the idea that you can't win if you don't score, right? Hey, Monique. So I was thinking about that as I'm watching this, right? And they're busting their butts. It's pouring rain. It's exhausting. They're slipping all over the field. We're there because we support them, right? And we're happy to be there and watch them, win. In the end, it was a draw, which was great. But it just got me thinking more and more about how it relates to life, right? So we always hear you can't win if you don't score. You can't win if you don't score. And the only way you can score is if you shoot at the net. So you've got to actually shoot at the net if you want to score. And the same thing goes with your business. If you want to succeed in business, you've got to show up and actually put yourself out there and make the ask and tell people what you're doing so that they know, so that they can buy from you. And it's the same thing when it comes to trying to shoot the net in soccer. But one of the interesting things, if you've ever tried to kick a soccer ball, and I am not a sports, I am not the athlete, right? I am the fan. I do not necessarily go out and play a bunch of soccer, but I do know that when you are playing, you have to put your feet in a way that you position your foot to aim it at the goal and then kick the ball with your other foot. And when you do this correctly, you're directing the ball in the right direction. The same thing goes for your business. If you are just flailing all over the place and you don't know what direction you're going to begin with, it's going to be really hard for you to score because you're all over the place. You're running around in circles, you're doing a million things, but you're not focused on what is really important, and that is getting that ball in the net. So when you are working on your business, I always want you to come back to the idea of what is the purpose of this? Why am I doing this right now? How is this going to help me move my business forward so that I can actually make the money that I deserve and I can actually do the things that I should be doing that are going to make my business successful, right? And that means pointing your foot in the right direction to start. And so what does that look like? Well, that looks like first knowing who the heck you're talking to, right? I mean, you can show up and you could be kicking a ball all around the field, but if you don't know where you're trying to aim it and you don't know who is on your team and you're just kicking it to whoever's out there, that's not going to get the ball in the net. So instead, before you even step on that field, I want you to be very clear about who you're talking to. Be very clear about how you can help them, and then you're going to be able to get that ball in the net. And it's not going to go into the net every single time, right? We know this. But if you continue to be persistent, you continue to show up, you don't give up, even if it's pouring rain and things are crappy, then that's when you're going to win. And it's going to, every single day when you do this, it's going to get easier and easier. You're going to be building up your endurance. You're going to be building up your consistency. And you're actually going to be reaching out and touching more people's lives that need your help. So that's my little soapbox for today. It all goes back to soccer. It goes back to sitting in the rain, watching my favorite team, and having a great time doing it. Because that's the other thing, is it's all about perspective, right? It's all about your perspective. So even when it's pouring rain, even when it is cold or too hot or whatever, you're not getting the sales you want, if you run into a tech issue, whatever it is, you can look at that as a crappy situation, or you can say, you know what, here's an opportunity for me to grow, for me to learn something, for me to do something new and continue to move forward. So just continue to build that endurance and continue to try and aim at that net. That's my challenge for you today. So, what do you think? Let me know. Do you see the analogy there? Do you see the difference? How you can equate what you're doing in your business to soccer? I would love to know what you think. That was my epiphany. So we'll catch up soon. All right, we'll see each other again tomorrow for whatever new random thought of the day I have to catch up with you then. All right, talk to you soon. Bye.